So today in this video, we're gonna do an essay breakdown of a past student of ours with MinPrep, the agency that I co-founded more than 3 years ago. So basically what happened in this case is that why I'm doing this essay breakdown, because this student of ours, he didn't have, like, I would say, the best profile. He was not extraordinary at all, actually. I think his GPA was around like 64% from a target uni from the UK, but it was not like, I'm not talking about UCL, I'm not talking about like a top uni. I'm not talking about something like, Bath or Warwick. And basically what happened is that his story was not also extraordinary. I'm not talking about a student athlete or someone that was a chess champion or something like this. I'm just talking about someone that had like a background profile of, so basically his family got a furniture shop, and he explains, the business of his dad and how they grew it when he was a child, etc., etc. And basically what this told him as an individual, and that's why he wants to apply to business school, etc. I'm going to give you more details in the video. So he was, I would say, like an average student. He got into LSE, one of the top European school, if you talk about, master in management. So today I'm going to break down, I would say, one very complete personal statement that we had, last year. I don't want to talk about this personal statement because, it's flashy, but because it built trust in a very coherent way, and it shows a lot of depth about the applicant, and it got into LSE. So it's a cool essay to have, like, if you are writing an essay right now, then, check this video out, watch till the end. I'm going to give you 3 powerful takeaways that you can use in your own essay in this video. So yeah, if you're applying to LSE, HEC, any top school, pay close attention. This breakdown could save you, month of guessing and give you the exact blueprint that we use with more than 300 students with the agency, with MinPrep. So yeah, let's start with the opening line. So this is super important. The opening line is like the hook. It's like, it's like basically the first, I would say, 2 lines of the essays are going to determine if you actually read the rest of the essay or not. So here, you need to forget about, like, ever since I was a child, or, I was passionate about finance, or, I was passionate about entrepreneurship. Forget about this. Instead, I'm always surprised by the similar growth track between me, my father's business. So it's very personal. It's kind of unexpected, and you kind of want to know, like, what's the following, because it's a bit like, okay, it's atypical, and yeah. And then why do I think it's a good line? Because it sets up a metaphor that structures the whole essay, right? So the applicant grows, the business grows. The applicant struggles, the business struggles. And that's why I think it's cool. The second line is going to be, as I navigated significant changes in my life, my family's business also struggled to integrate online shopping. Brilliant. Like, I really like it. It humanized the applicant and set up the exact, strategic problem that they're gonna later solve. Yeah. But here, like, that's what really separates average essay from this one. I think it's like the meaning of it. I'm gonna explain. So this isn't just a memory, it's kind of a mirror. So let's say, the challenges of the business becomes the challenges they want to solve professionally. You see what I mean? So second line, like the following line, no matter how perfect the operation, sustainable growth requires adapting to external market trends. That's a thesis. It's clear, strategic, forward-looking, and it reframes the whole personal story into a business insight, which I think it's very interesting. Next come, the academic layer. So most applicants, what they're going to do in this part, they're just going to name drop course titles. But this one, and this is what separates a good personal statement from an average, it really connects everything together. So how does he connect the dots? Warwick, economic, game theory, strategic behavior, digital transformation in retail and manufacturing. So in the essay, the success of any business depends on managers who can identify and adapt to revolutionary trends. So Warwick, economics, game theory, strategic behavior, digital transformation in retail and manufacturing. Connects everything. So here we're not talking about academic fluff, it's clear progression. So family challenge leads to strategic insight, leads to academic depth. That's super cool. I forgot to mention, so when I say Bath and Warwick, it's Warwick. The student comes from Warwick, my university, so shout out to one of the best universities in the UK. Then comes the professional experience, and this is where, the essays levels up even more. So at a top consulting firm, having identified a major problem, I posed and generated several hypotheses. I found the root cause, a feature deficiency in blah, blah, blah. So this line shows how he's thinking. So it's hypothesis driven, it's strategic, it's result oriented. That's super cool. That's all you should be thinking if you're applying to business school. The company reversed the customer loss in 20 days. KPI, super good, result oriented once again. A company, then in the second internship, he helped a company adopt GenAI in its customer service operation. So they go from struggling to benchmark to running expert calls to building a step-by-step AI roadmap, basically in the essay. And then, there's this line that I really like. With my knowledge, I've changed the game for my father's business, interrogation mark. And that's the line that, because, this is very, it's the emotional punch. That's super cool. And it ties everything. It's going to be personal, academic, professional into a single mission. And that's why this is super powerful, right? So no must applicant, they blow it in, So part 5, the following part is going to be why the school, why this school and not one other. So now, a lot of people, they think it's a very easy part. It's actually not. It's actually one of the most technical part. So most applicant, they blow it. Why LSE section? They think it's going to be, they're just going to take the brochure. They're just going to go to the website. They're going to check okay, one, two modules. I'm going to drop them. I'm interested into them, and that's it, right? So that's not what you should do. That's what and here, what he done is actually super cool. So the program well-structured curriculum will help me think at the frontier of the business world. Okay, very safe, In business analysis, I sharpen my quantitative skills. In management accounting, I'll learn to connect operation to high-level blah, blah, blah. This is what you want. It's going to be course name. You use it the name of a module, personal use case, and you really tie it to your background, right? And but this is fairly classical. And then, after speaking with XXX, a MIG 2023 student, I'm eager to join, blah, blah, blah. So you show initiative, you show community fit, you show that, you're not just applying because LSE is a prestigious school, you're applying because you already imagine yourself there, you already went and you done the effort to actually, get interested in the alumni life, you met some alumni, etc. And you really talk about always the life on campus, etc. And you're really projecting yourself in the sense of if I'm at LSE, what kind of student club I would join, etc., etc. So that's cool. So what can you take from this? Takeaways. I've told you the 3 takeaways. So first, I think in this essay, what is good is that he used a narrative metaphor. So not to be creative, but to structure the whole statement. So himself and his dad business and the evolution, right? The struggle, the evolution, and what basically taught him. And this essay structure is cool because it's not too much, it's not too creative, but it's enough to spark, attention, right? When you read 100% statement of oh, I want to do consulting, then entrepreneurship, or I want to do IB, then PE. This is the kind of things that just move you from 100%, 80% of applicant, and shows that, okay, this guy is actually, he thought about this, he thought about another structure, and this structure really makes sense considering the person he is, right? So number 2, build your essay like a case study. I really like it because, it's it's going to be insight, theory, proof, and then result, impact, right? So it's very, it's very consulting based, I would say. And I kind of like it. And then it show fit through, action. He went to, he visited the campus, he talked to students, he joined online event. There's concrete action. It's not oh, I'm, passionate, or oh, I'm motivated, blah, blah, blah. No, he went, he met this alumni, they talk about this, and then he projected himself based on real insight from the alumni themselves. So that's kind of cool. So hope you enjoyed this essay breakdown. I will do more. I would do more in the future for school, for other school, HSE, INSEAD, LBS, even American school. We have more and more students that receive our help for MBA application and the early career master in the US, Ivy League, M7, etc. So if you want to write an essay that makes outcome says this student gets it, we want to meet him for an interview, then this is the framework that you can steal for LSE that worked last year. So it helps more than 300 students get into the best business school in the world. I'm talking about LSE, of course, HSC, ESSEC, LBS, and many more American schools, and the top American schools as well. So if you want to actually have access to more templates like this and a very precise, detailed module of how you actually build a hook, or you actually write the body of a personal statement, or you actually, align your background to the specific value of a school, then you can you can check all this information in the module, in the personal statement module of the Mean Prep Masterclass. I would say it's basically the best platform that you can have access to if you want to really ace your application to business school today. So you have access to basically all the information that we collect from our more than 35 mentors from top business school that help our student get admitted to top business school. So if you want to have access to the masterclass, or if you want to work directly with me, with my team, and mentors from top business school, you can hit the link below in the description. There's going to be a link when you have access to a small test that will evaluate if you actually have what it takes to join a top business school. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you super soon in the next one. Ciao.